everybody, how are you? We're gonna go ahead and get started. This is the Tumbleroot Comedy Night. Give it up for yourselves for coming out. Get the fuck away from your family after the last couple days. Good for you. Give it up for Tumbleroot Brewing for having us. Tip your bartenders, tip your bartenders, tip your bartenders. How you guys doing? How you doing in line? It's a long line. It looks like you guys are waiting to vote in Atlanta. That is a long line. Hope you guys are doing well. Do you guys have a good holiday? Yeah? Yeah? Any arguments around the Thanksgiving dinner table? Yeah? It gets harder every year, it seems like. We had a pretty bad one. Like, my little sister got into it with my elderly grandparents about pronouns. She was really giving it to them. It was pretty hostile. I was like, hey, can we turn the temperature down? Maybe talk about something less controversial, like the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict or something? Jesus. They were really going at it. And like, look, I support trans people 110%. 110%. But just let my grandparents die. You know? Like, they're not gonna figure, this is not their... You know, like, yeah, maybe you could teach them. Maybe you could get them to understand and appreciate and support, but you can also, like, teach a goldfish to do a trick, you know? It's like, is this worth the time and effort? I don't know. It's not their fight. You know, like, my grandpa, he's stressed out enough already. He thinks Pearl Harbor was last week. He can't fight the Germans, the Japanese, and gender norms, you know? Like, he's not gonna be an ally, right? He already was an ally in World War II. Like, he was that kind of ally. He liberated France. I hope you guys are doing well. My name is Tripp. I'm going to be your host tonight. We have a great lineup of comedy. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm just getting things started. I hope you're doing well. I'm not. Remember, like, last year when people were like, I'm baking bread. I'm going for walks. I'm writing a novel. As we enter our junior year of COVID, I've picked up a new hobby, and the hobby is alcoholism. That's what I'm up to, yeah. My mental health is in very obvious decline. Like, I wouldn't describe my mental health as the Hindenburg. I wouldn't say that. Because nobody expected the Hindenburg to explode, you know? It's not good. I'm just drinking. I need something to do other than drink. I thought about getting a gun. You know, thought about maybe I'll become a gun guy, I don't know. But I couldn't buy a gun. And I don't mean legally. What do you mean you couldn't buy a gun? Was Walmart closed? What? You couldn't buy a gun, you can print one in your house. Was your Wi-Fi down? What are you talking about, couldn't buy a gun? I just mean I couldn't bring myself to buy a gun. Because at the end of the day, you know, there's already too many angry white men with guns, and I felt like I just don't want to make new friends, you know? Like, that was... So I didn't buy a gun, so I've been drinking. I've been drinking a lot, and I learned something about myself with my recent drinking. I learned that I become a different person when I drink. And, like, I guess that happens, you know? I don't become, like, aggressive or violent or anything, so that's good. I just learned that when I drink a lot, I just lie. I lie. It's a new thing. I lie. I can't stop lying. They're just little white lies, just little, like, white lies, but they add up. You know, I'll be drinking and I'll be saying things like, yeah, that sounds awesome. That's how plans get started, you know, or families. Whoa, that's a big, like, I'm waking up the next morning, there's some dude honking in my driveway, like, beep, beep, you said last night you wanted to go to the Grand Canyon, beep, beep. When I eventually go to Alcoholics Anonymous, they'll be like, when did you know you had a problem? I'll be like, I guess I said I wanted to go to Arizona? I don't know. I don't remember, it was a little fuzzy. Why do they call them white lies, by the way? Like, they're harmless. That doesn't sound very white. You know? Like, oh, yeah, no, we will definitely honor that treaty. That's a white lie, you know? Hey, man, I don't have a racist bone in my body. That's a white lie. That's a big white lie. I did my own research. That's the biggest white lie in America right now. Sweeping the nation. Bad news for all the researchers in the crowd.
Thank you.
And thanks for showing up, seriously. I know you're really busy with all your data and your graphs. Bad news for the researchers. Listening to Joe Rogan does not mean you're a researcher. It means you need a father figure. That's... Like Aaron Rodgers, did you see this? He's a quarterback. He used to be a quarterback, now he's a researcher. He said he can't get the vaccine because he's a free thinker. He did his own research, you know, and he's allergic to one of the ingredients in the vaccine. Yeah, which one? No, which one? Which one? Which ingredient? Of all the ingredients in the vaccine, which one? Which one are you allergic to? Which one? Which one? Is it tree nuts? I don't think it's in there. I'm boosted. Anyone else get their booster shot? Yeah? Okay, good for you. Good for us. If you're not vaccinated, I don't care. I don't care if you're not, it's none of my business. I don't care. Don't get it, I don't care. I'm vaccinated. I love being vaccinated. I got my booster. First time, they gave me the Pfizer. This time, they gave me the Moderna. I'm practically a superhero. I'm so vaccinated, I'm almost invincible. I'm so vaccinated, you can't even hurt my feelings. I'm so vaccinated, somebody cut me off in traffic the other day. Their car flipped over and exploded. Those are my antibodies at work. I'm trying to spread like pro-vaccine misinformation. You follow me here? Like I'm trying to flip the script a little bit. I think it would help, you know? Just start saying shit. It doesn't have to be true, obviously. Just start saying, like, this is true, this is true, this is true, this is true, this is true. Ever since I got my Moderna, I swear to God, my dick just, whoa. Before, after. This is a very generous before, by the way. This is, before, I swear to God, I have a perfect dick ever since I got my Moderna. Just gorgeous. The CDC came to diagnose me, they called it Pete Davidson dick. It's like, women are crawling out of the woodwork, I have to fight them off, I'm getting catcalled. All thanks to Moderna. There'll still be people who are like, the government can't make me get a perfect dick. I don't want Pete Davidson dick. I won't do it. All the wives and girlfriends of America will be like, honey, you're getting the Pete Davidson dick. You're getting that shot. I want to fuck that scrawny little twerp. I don't know why. It was nice of you to go along for a second that this was the before. I know that I don't have big dick energy, I know. I have like erectile dysfunction energy. That's more, I don't have erectile dysfunction, but I have the energy, you know. Like it works, but when it works, you're surprised. It's like a protest, or a short man with a jump shot, you know. Yeah, booster shot. Big dick energy. I was with a woman once, and she threw me a condom. She was like, "Get to work," and it was a Magnum condom. Oh shit! This is like the opposite of Christmas. It's like Santa Claus took a shit in my heart. So I pull it on. It's just so much extra. It's like I'm blowing a balloon animal. What balloon animal is that, Mr. Clown? It's sadness, kids, I think. So much extra fabric, it's catching the indoor wind. There's indoor wind somehow. Me putting on a Magnum condom was like me riding in a stretch limousine alone. Like I had all the extra room I could ever want, and I was so bummed out about it. The little driver of the condom limousine rolls down that window, you know, and he's like, you know, there's room for your friends back there. There's plenty of room, you could fit them in. You'd have a better time, I think. I know, just take me home. I'm sick of hearing about Bitcoin, guys. Sick of it. There's at least some of you who are like, okay, I'm gonna talk to him after the show. Don't. Seriously, do not. Do not. I'm sick of it. It's everywhere. Commercials, every other commercial on TV. The Lakers are renaming their arena, crypto arena. It's everywhere. It wasn't that long ago. It really was not that long ago that Bitcoin and crypto was just a hobby for lonely white men who were not brave enough or strong enough to storm the Capitol, right? Wasn't that long ago. Now it's everywhere. People say things, you'll be like, hey, how's it going? Good. You know, our currency's gonna collapse. What the fuck is that about? I thought you were coming over to help me move this couch. Now I feel like we have to talk about that. Ruined my afternoon. They love to explain it to you. They'll be like, oh, no, you just don't get it. It's end-to-end encryption, that's how it works. You know how encryption works? End-to-end. It's end-to-end encryption. It's end-to-end encryption. Non-fiat. You know fiat? It's non-fiat. It's non-fiat. Hey, shut the fuck up. I didn't ask. And I wouldn't ask. I don't need to know how imaginary bullshit works, you know? I'm not the guy watching Harry Potter going, hey, pause. What the fuck is going on with that sorting hat? How does that work? Is that end-to-end encryption? My immersion is ruined. It's not real. That's fine that it's not real, but then they'll say things like, no, it's not real. Of course it's not real. The dollar isn't real. Nothing is real. Nothing's real. Nothing's real. Okay, well, you know what's real? You're annoying. That's real. You can take that to the bank. That is tangible. Better chance of convincing my grandpa what Caitlyn Jenner is than me buying into Bitcoin, you know? I was talking to my friend this weekend who's trying to get me to invest. I was like, look, dude, there's no such thing as a free lunch at the end of the day. There's no such thing. And he was like, that's exactly it. There's no such thing as lunch. I was like, you know what? All right, I'd rather be poor. I'd rather be poor than do this. Hey, I hope you guys are having fun. We're gonna keep it going. Are you ready for your next comic? You can find him most Wednesdays at Chili Line Brewery, 8 p.m., Wayward Comedy, waywardcomedy.com. Great open mic. The open mic's wonderful. He's great. You're gonna love him. Give it up, please, for TJ Jones, everybody.
Oh boy. How's it going, everybody? I think you can probably tell by looking at me I'm a very lonely guy. I'm so lonely, in fact, that there's this giant pile of discarded used bubble wrap in the warehouse where I work, and it's looking pretty good. If you don't understand my meaning, I'm seriously thinking about fucking that pile of bubble wrap. Don't judge me, okay? It's soft, it makes noise when you touch it. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. It doesn't talk back, you know, so there you go. Oh, folks, it's gonna get a lot more rough than that. Strap the fuck in, okay? It's gonna get a lot worse. You're probably gonna see a few comics come up here tonight, and they're gonna be beautiful young people, and they're going to complain about dating, and you know what? Fuck them. I can't wait until they get older and they realize what it's really like. They keep telling me that I should go on Tinder, and you know, I'm 50 years old. I'm really 50. I'm gonna go on Tinder. I don't think so. Tinder. This is what Tinder is to me. It's like fishing. Okay. You ever seen a fish in the water? It's beautiful. It's graceful. It's colorful. It's in its element. It's exactly where it should be. But when you get a fish into the boat, it doesn't really look like that, does it? It really doesn't, you know, and then you find out that the fish is really into Maroon 5, or you know, maybe the fish won't shut up about Rick and Morty, you know. Yeah, I have terrible dating luck. Actually, right before the pandemic, I actually went out on a date. I was surprised too. Yeah, I met this woman at the community college where I work sometimes, and I'm not really sure what I said or did to actually get her to agree to go out on a date with me, but she did. And this woman was gorgeous, okay, and age appropriate. What the fuck? And really funny. And so just checked all my boxes, and she agreed to meet me for coffee the next day. And so the next day I went to Iconic. And I got there a little bit early, and I thought, you know what? She's not going to show up. She's going to stand me up, and that's okay. I get it. I understand. But she did, and when she did, I just fucking panicked. I completely shut down. Whatever charm I had that got her to go out with me just went out the fucking door. And I don't mean like that I was nervous. I mean, I couldn't look at her. I was completely threatened. But she noticed, she knew I was having a hard time, and so she started asking me questions like, so what do you do? I was like, I work in a warehouse. She goes, okay, yeah, but I mean, what do you do? I drive a forklift in the warehouse. She says, I understand, but what do you do? I pick stuff up with the forklift, and I move to another part of the warehouse, and then I set it down. She goes, no, TJ, I understand, but what do you do? Like, what do you do for fun? What's your passion? And I said, oh, I do comedy. And she said, what? I said, yeah, I'm a stand-up comedian. She goes, that's incredible. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm really, really funny. And then I blacked out. I don't know what happened after that. All I know is that she hasn't called me. This is a question I get asked all the time. TJ, why are you so angry? Usually my response is something like, fuck you, I'm not angry. I am kind of an angry guy. I'm working on it, but I realized recently that, anger gets things done, okay? And happy people don't make history. Fuck happy people. They don't get shit done, okay? Yeah, that's right. And, do poets and musicians and artists, do they go into their craft thinking to themselves, wow, I'm having such a good day, I'm so happy, I should write a poem? No, they fucking don't. It all comes from pain, I mean, I'm just angry about all kinds of stuff. Like, I'm really angry about the fact that I was born straight, wish I was gay, that would have been great. I would have been a great gay guy, like really attentive, and I love house music, and, I'm angry that I'm not bisexual, because then I could be disappointing and unattractive to both sexes. My real doll decided to transition. That's fucked up, man. I can't believe that she did that. That's so fucked up. I don't know anything about molding silicone. Jesus. Oh boy. Another thing that I hate about myself is I hate my name, TJ Jones. It's kind of a boring name. The reason I really hate my name, though, is because it shouldn't be my name. My dad was born a bastard because my grandmother was a fucking whore, apparently. And it's okay, I can talk about her that way, she's dead. But she had my dad out of wedlock, and she got married after that, and my dad took on his name was Jones. But my grandfather's name, my real grandfather's name was Coulter. So my name should have been Thomas Coulter. That's a sexy ass fucking name. Thomas Coulter, yeah. Thomas Coulter is like, an award-winning author, or like a famous director, or something like that. TJ Jones, the most I could really hope for is like head chef at a meth lab, which I know all about. I am a recovering addict. Can I be recovered yet? It's been like almost 10 fucking years. Can I say I'm recovered? Yeah, that's okay. I get it. You can applaud for that, but relapse is coming. I'll tell you you would think within 12 years of doing meth that I would have some kind of warning signs, but I didn't pay attention to any of them. This is one of my favorites. So I was really, really high on meth at Lowe's, and I was buying cinder blocks. I can't remember. I had some kind of project going. You do a lot of projects when you're on meth. But I go to Lowe's, and I go into the store. At Lowe's, they have different types of carts. They have like flat carts, and they have these tabletop carts, and then they have these things called lumber carts, which has a bar that goes over the top. You know what I'm talking about? I couldn't find a flat cart. All I could find was a lumber cart. So I go over and I put 10 cinder blocks on the cart, and I wheel it up to the front, and I tell the woman at the counter, look, I'm gonna buy 20 of them, but I can only fit 10 on here, so I'm gonna take these to my truck and I'm gonna come back, but I'll pay for all of them right now. So I go out to my truck, and I open up the bed of the truck, and I start putting the cinder blocks into the back of the truck. I start to get into a rhythm. And then I get to the last block, and when I did, I kind of shoved it a little bit into the truck. And when I turned around, the cart had moved like 6 inches. It had rolled 6 inches towards me, and I just planted my face right on the bar. And I knocked out this tooth, and I broke this one in half. And blood just rushed down the front of my shirt. And so I did what anybody would do. I got into my car and cried. And then I drove to the corner of the parking lot, and I got high. And I felt a little bit better. I was getting ready to drive home, and then I realized, oh shit, I have to go back into the store and get those other 10 cinder blocks. And it was almost worth losing my 2 front teeth just from the reactions of the people as I walked into Lowe's. People running up to me like, oh my God, are you okay? Have you been attacked? What's going on? I was like, oh no, I'm fine, no, everything's good, I'm fine, no problem, fine. You would think after something like that, that's a good warning sign, wouldn't you say? No, I just kept going for like maybe 4 more years. That's an uplifting story for y'all to take home, okay? I just bought a new car recently. That's an advantage of being sober. You can actually afford to buy things. I bought a new car. I bought this car and I immediately regretted it. Immediately regretted buying this car. But I have to admit, I do enjoy. It's like a fast little sports car. I justified it by saying that I've never had a job that paid me this well, and I feel really stable. I can take on a 5-year loan, but it's nice having a new car. But I was at Walgreens one day, and I pulled into the Walgreens parking lot, and this guy, I was getting out of the car, and this guy came out of Walgreens, and he stopped, and he looked at me, and he looked at the car, and he goes, "Oh, nice car, douchebag." And then he walked away. I was like, oh my God. I was like, wow, am I a douchebag? Driving around this fast, not furious fucking car over here, fucking vaping the entire time, listening to house music. No, I'm not a douchebag. No way am I a douchebag. And then the car has a CD player. I don't listen to CDs anymore, but for some reason, just on a whim, I pressed the eject button on the CD player, and a CD popped out. And I bought the car slightly used, and I was like, oh, this will give me some insight into who owned the car before me. And I pulled it out, and it was Limp Bizkit. So the guy who owned the car before me definitely was a douchebag. Or girl, I don't know. So what were they doing in Gomorrah? Thank you for that. Yeah, what were they doing in Gomorrah? You know, these are the kind of questions that keep me up at night, you know? We all know what they were doing in Sodom, you know? Good old Sodom. We still practice the number one activity of Sodom today, don't we? It's so popular, but not anything from Gomorrah. That must have been some bad shit, man. You know, I asked the high priest of my satanic coven what they were doing in Gomorrah, and he said, "Oh, I've given it a lot of thought. I think it was probably something like pyronecrophilia bestiality, which is fucking dead animals while they're on fire." That is a great line, okay? All right. It just rolls off the tongue so well. Pyronecrophilia bestiality. I don't even smoke weed anymore. I was able to come up with that shit. I got into trouble with my satanic coven recently. They got mad at me because I brought a dull knife to the sacrifice. The high priest was like, "TJ, the knife has got to be so sharp that the victim doesn't even feel the first cut." He's an inspiration. He's a state senator, actually. Oh. Speaking of the devil, I'm not really in a satanic coven, just so you know. I was having this conversation with this woman recently at the community college. I'd never met her before, and we were talking about something, and I realized that I was talking to a Christian when she said something about the devil. And usually I would just let something like that roll off. I wouldn't respond to it, but I had to respond, and I said, I don't believe in the devil. And she got really serious, and she leaned in and she said, "TJ, I don't really know how she knew my name. She said, "TJ, the devil believes in you." I was like, wow, that's so encouraging and supportive of him. That's more than my family has ever done. Fuck you, Dad. The devil says I can be a fucking famous DJ. Oh, I think that might be it for me, folks. Yeah, that's it for me. I'd like to give a shout out to my camera crew over here. And give it up for Tripp Stelniki, your host. Thank you so much. You've been a great crowd.
TJ Jones, everybody! Oh my God! You guys are a great crowd. We're gonna keep it moving. We're just gonna keep it moving. Coming up next, another very funny man. He just drove a long, long way to be here tonight. We've got a bunch of Santa Fe comics tonight, but we also have some Albuquerque comics. We have some folks from In Between. I think this guy counts as In Between. Please give it up. You're gonna love him. Korey Herrera, everybody. Korey Herrera.
What's up, guys? You guys good or what? The hard time getting through that set door. What the hell, dude? Yes, I am in between. I am Native American. Give it up for me, dude, you know? Drove all the way from the res just to be here, you know? Where's all my white people? White people, make some noise, man. Where's all my white people at? That's right. You guys better make some noise. You guys can't hide in the shadows, you know? No, for real. I love white people, for real. I think every family should have one, right? Help that credit score out a little bit, you know? All right, thank you. Where's all my native people? Any native people here? Yeah, the same three I came with. So to give a little context, I am Native American. Give it up for me, dude. I worked really hard on that, you know? I guess my mom worked really hard on that, you know? So I'm actually 3 different types of tribes. I'm Pueblo, I'm Navajo, my beard is Apache, right? That's a true story, man. Can't even lie about that one. So actually, the 3rd tribe I represent, I come from the Makah Nation, you know, and we recently found that out because my mom was adopted by a couple of white parents when she was younger, so they wanted the Indian souvenir and they got it, you know? Was that too real for you guys? This is long before the Indian Child Welfare Act. For those of you who do not know what ICWA is, it basically prevents Angelina Jolie coming and adopting our kids. That's what that does, you know? That's right. This whole time she thought she was white with a natural spray-on tan, you know? Thanks. You guys doing good tonight or what? Very good, man. Always good to be here in Santa Fe, you know? I always know when they come off the res because people come up to me and ask me like, hey, are you still selling? It's like, dude, how dare you assume I'm selling jewelry just because I'm native, you know? I'm trying to get rid of this meth real quick, right? Buy something or get out of the alley, you know? Alright, that's an Albuquerque joke. You guys in Santa Fe might not get that one. That's fine. Give it up for me. I recently got sober, everybody, right? Very recent, the bartender just cut me off, you know? It's been a very enlightening 5 minutes, you know? No, I always know when to come out the res because everyone always comes up to ask me these questions, you know? I was walking down the plaza earlier today and this lady approached me and I knew she was gonna ask something weird because she was wearing turquoise too, you know? So she felt like it was cool because she bought it from one of my cousins or something, right? So she came up and she's like, hey sir, how are you doing? I was like, don't say how, that's offensive. She's like, really? I was like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm doing good. How are you? You good or what? She goes, I'm doing okay. Can I ask you a question? I was like, yeah, go for it. And this is what she asked me. She says, I don't know if I should say this. I'm like, bro, if you have to open with that to a complete stranger, don't say the thing, you know? You know something offensive is coming, right? I was like, go ahead, ask your question. This is what she asked me. She says, do you sit Indian style? It's like, lady, everything I do is Indian style, okay? Ain't got no choice in the matter, you know? I usually get an applause break right there, but that's fine, dude, you know? Thank you, that's right, man. So to be fair to her, she did have a strong follow-up. She's like, how do you celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day? I was like, all right, that's a good question, you know? I've never gotten asked that in my life, so I don't know if you guys know, but here in New Mexico, we don't celebrate Columbus Day no more. We celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day. Did you guys know that? That's right, man. What's that?
It's on the calendar.
It's on the calendar, so there should be more people clapping. Thank you, sir. You're heckling the audience. I appreciate that. Yeah, dude. So, like, this is how I celebrate. You know, we're not going to celebrate some fucking random, like, European on his yacht, you know? Hitchhiking on the open ocean, right? Typical man didn't ask for directions, you know? So this is how I celebrate. If you have any native friends, feel free to share this with them. So this is how I celebrate. I find a random white person, I go to their house and I do not leave, you know? That's right, man. If I'm in a good mood, I'll sell the house back to them after, you know? That's why I went to open a real estate agency called Manifest Destiny, you know? Getting our land back one foreclosure at a time, you know? That's right. Thank you. All right, thank you. Very nice. Oh man, did you guys pick up any hobbies during COVID? Anyone? Anyone here?
Just drugs.
What's that?
Just drugs.
Just crimes? Is that what he said? Okay, watch out for that guy after, dude. Don't let him buy your drink. What the fuck? So I picked up a lot of hobbies. One of the hobbies, I want to be a businessman. You know, I want to be an entrepreneur. So I want to open up an Albuquerque-themed restaurant that sells pho and call it fucking sick. You know? I also want to open up a place that sells like uneven chairs, wobbly desks, and wobbly tables and call it Not Even, you know? Hey man, where'd you get that desk from? Not Even, bro, you know? So yeah, my buddy is a very successful entrepreneur, and he gave me a piece of advice. He said, do one thing every day that scares you. Do one thing every day that scares you. I was like, okay. So last night I tried to have sex with a ghost, you know? Now I'm getting canceled by a poltergeist, everybody. All right, man. Give it up for yourselves. You guys are great, man. You guys are great audience tonight, man. All right, man. Some more about myself. I drive a Dodge Grand Caravan. All right. Which is cool, because it lets every woman I meet know I come with lots of baggage, you know? They got room for more, right? I was at a restaurant earlier today. This waitress came up to me. She said, "Oh, how may I serve you?" I was like, "Well, you can bow down and chant." But I guess that's not how they roll at Chick-fil-A, you know? So just bring my chicken sandwich. Bring some extra sauce, you know? So when I'm bored, what I like to do is I like to take a bottle of water to a river and dump it out and be like, "You're free," you know? I know, it's a stupid joke. That's fine, dude. It's so stupid. All right, so more about myself. I was married, right? Yeah, I was. The only thing I miss about being married is disappointment, you know? No, I can't talk shit about it. She was a really good person, you know? My wife really loved me. She treated me like a king, you know? Like that piece on chessboard, I can only move one space at a time, right? She's a queen, she takes it diagonal all over the fucking place. Does not seem fair, you know? Oh, is this a checkers crowd? Is that what that is? You guys play Mancala or some shit here in Santa Fe? Some of you fucking woke people. I don't like chess because of the patriarchy, right? Alright, thank you, miss. You're the only one that got that joke. I appreciate you. She's smart, alright, very nice. Are you guys together or what? Are you guys together or what? Oh, okay. Oh, whoa. And a threesome. Give it for these guys coming out in public, everybody. Wow. Very nice. So how does that work with two guys and a girl? Like, you guys tag team for the... You want to demonstrate? You guys want to see him demonstrate, dude? Alright, there's like 4 people clapping, so not even, bro. Thanks, dude. I appreciate that. Hit me up after, maybe. It's not appropriate, but you suggested it, so, you know? You're too ugly, but you still got a threesome, right? Not that ugly, you know? You're old. Alright, cool. Alright, I don't know how to get out of that one, so moving on from that joke. So, I was trying to transition. I recently started dating again, right? Yeah, it's fucking hard to date after you've been married, you know? And there's this new thing called online dating, right? Hold on, wait. Let these guys. What are you guys talking about? Are you guys like drawing straws who's gonna be on top and bottom? Is that what that is? Damn. I'm sorry, I got these guys started. That's my bad, dude. Oh yeah. Okay. I kind of. Alright, so the way it transitions, you gotta be quiet and let me finish my next joke, alright? Alright, appreciate that, yeah. That's right, man, that's right. Back to dating. I was talking about dating again, dude. So there's all these online profiles, and like, as you know, like sometimes people will put a picture of themselves that's like not really relevant, you know? It's kind of like, but to be honest, it's kind of like fast food, you know? It's like, oh, that doesn't look like what I ordered, but I'm still gonna eat it, you know? All right, thank you. That's a new joke, that's fine. You always know, like, when you meet someone that's worth putting your time into, because it's like, whenever you guys are talking, the conversation's like, there's no effort, you know? And like, when you meet someone who's really, really special, time just seems to disappear, you know? So I met a girl like that, and eventually when there's any interest between you two, like, you're gonna bring up the topic of sex, you know? So I asked her, I was like, so what are you into? And this is what she told me. She said, I'm into race play. You guys know what race play is? All right, this will be fun for you guys. So I was like, race play, what is that? Is that like a fast version of foreplay? Because I could do that for days, you know? I gotta take that to Shark Tank. That's a great idea, you know? And she's on, no, basically, it would be that I'm the master and you're the slave. I was like, how the fuck does that work? Because we're both native, you know? And this is what she told me. She was all, I would be the Catholic Church coming to burn your village down. I gotta be honest, when she said that, that turned me on a little bit, because this village hasn't been burned down in a while, you know? So I was like, are you gonna make me erect a massive church on my land? And she's like, I'm gonna make you erect a massive fucking steeple on your land, you know? I was like, you know, my people don't take too kindly to that. I'm gonna have to come and destroy your holy sanctuary, you know? All right, to be continued. I'll let you know how it works out, dude. Yeah, that's right. That's right, man. Very nice. So again, like with these stupid questions, you know, I always get these stupid questions whenever anyone finds out I'm native. This person came up to me, they're like, hey, do you watch porn? I was like, that's a little personal, don't you think, you know? I don't watch porn myself, not because it's wrong, we just don't have internet on the res yet, you know? Once it gets there, man, here we come, you know? This person is like, did you know that there's Native American porn? I was like, ew, no thank you, dude, you know? Indian country is so small, I'm probably related to the person there, you know? I'd be all watching like, oh my god, there's Cheryl! What's she doing? She's supposed to go back to school. She's over here taking a BBC, you know? Alright, those who know what that means, you're my crowd, dude. I'm not talking about the news at all, you know? Alright, I apologize for this transition. I gotta talk about my grandma real quick. Alright, some freaky people into that shit. Very nice, dude. No! So, like, on the res, natives are fucking up, or native elders are way up here, man. They keep our culture going. Give it up for them, man. They're fucking great, dude, you know? That's right, man. So, my grandma, I was actually raised by my grandparents, you know? So, what that means is the two smells in my house were Icy Hot and Vicks, you know? So, no, my grandma's the greatest person in the world, man. She's the greatest person. She's very unintentionally funny. So, she called me the other day with some horrible news about one of our relatives, you know? She called me the other day. She's all, oh, Korey, she died. She died, she fell, she hit her head. She was all bloody. She was all scabbing on her scabs. It was awful. Anyway, we're having a barbecue tomorrow. You guys come over. Bring that ketchup I like. You know that ketchup I like. All right, not a lot of people with their elders here. That's fine. All right. How long have I been going for? All right. Let me close with this one. Some more about myself. I have 3 kids. All with the same woman, right? A big accomplishment in New Mexico, right? Give it up for that shit alone, dude. Come on. Dude, that's like getting your master's degree or PhD, right? It costs about the same too, you know? Oh, is this a financial aid crowd? You guys won't get that joke? It's fine. Kids are like broke roommates, man. Can't feed themselves, always need a fucking ride somewhere, you know? So it was my daughter's birthday the other day. She asked me for a Rapunzel-themed birthday, so I was like, all right. So I sent her to her room and locked the door, you know? It's the least I could do, right? Give it up for yourselves. You guys are an amazing crowd to perform for. My name is Korey Herrera. Thank you guys so much, everybody.
Korey Herrera, everybody! I like that he put the mic stand as far away from you guys as possible. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Keep it going, please. Everybody, we're just gonna keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. Another great Santa Fe comic coming up next. You can catch him at Wayward Wednesdays. Already mentioned that. Wayward Comedy, waywardcomedy.com. Chili Lime Brewing on Guadalupe. You can see him there on Wednesdays. You're gonna love him. Sam Lynch, everybody. Give it up for Sam.
Thank you very much, Tripp. How's everybody doing? Everyone doing good? Guys, I'm at the point in my life where I've started to apply to jobs again, and I can't get any interviews. And at this point, I just want the opportunity to fail the drug test. I'm kidding. I'm a very skilled professional who happens to be unemployed and smokes a lot of weed. I was a wildland firefighter, which basically means I'm simultaneously underpaid and a boon to the taxpayer. I basically spent a month in Idaho sleeping in the back of a truck and masturbating in the back of a hotel room being like, the taxpayer really shouldn't be supporting this. And then I carried a chainsaw up a mountain at 9 o'clock at night and I'm like, I might be a socialist. Everyone have a good Thanksgiving? Good. Did anyone take a little special walk during Thanksgiving? I'm glad I don't have to do that shit. I live 1,200 miles from home. I showed up to a friend's Thanksgiving, barely able to speak. It's the other thing, I wish I could have taken walks as a kid. I feel like they're not good at cooking. My dad is like saying, watch out for that pepper. My mom once tried to make guacamole with just avocado and half an onion. These are my people. All right, so how did I get here? All right, I've had a lot of different kind of jobs too. I was a landscaper at the church. They didn't let me inside. I once saw a child just walking a little bit, and he touched the concrete of the church, and immediately he puked a little bit. Can only imagine that's the Antichrist. I mean, it makes me think, what if I was raising my own little hellion, a little child of Satan, which most of you know what that's like, I imagine. But I would want to support that. That's a lot of drive in a kid. Just trick him a little bit and be like, better not catch you recycling. Fucker. All right, so I was in the Boy Scouts of America growing up as a kid. I'm an Eagle Scout. They still haven't taken that away from me. And a few years ago, they had started to allow girls in, which I thought was a great idea because the Girl Scouts suck. I mean, what happens is that, the Girl Scouts, then actually these little bitches, they tried to sue the Boy Scouts. And you could chalk it up to the core philosophical differences of gender and society. What's about those fucking cookies? It's $800 million a goddamn year. You know what the Boy Scout sells? Popcorn. I don't know what kind of stoic wait for pleasure bullshit that is. When I buy a pack of Girl Scout cookies, I eat them in the car. They don't make it home. So what the Boy Scouts of America need to do is sell cigarettes. It's obvious. You send those boys to camp, you teach them how to roll cigarettes, they're going to use that knowledge in college. It'll be important for some of the slow scouts, so you might not be physically strong, mentally awake, or morally straight. That kid can blow the fuck down. So one of the things I do Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, which basically I paid a man $150 a month to sit on my chest and be like, hey man, you're getting better. I'm a blue belt, which is the second rank in Jiu Jitsu, and that basically means they stop telling you that you're getting better. I went to a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu tournament, and here's the thing, you gotta make weight. I was off weight because I like to eat a lot. And so I go to this trash can to start puking a little bit, and this kid just looks at me and I'm like, this is for a healthy thing, kid. So I go to my match. This guy's angry, he's ready to go. I'm on my back within 5 seconds, but then I maneuver my legs in what I was told wasn't the right way. But I'm just staring at this guy. We're struggling for 5 minutes. My legs are wrapped around his head and he's angry, he's red, and his sweat is getting into my eyes. And And I can just see the passion in him. And I just want him to stop. But I shook hands. We're here together. So I also do a little bit of hot yoga, which is just stretching, but they made it hard. You know, I used to go into these classes and see a bunch of other shirtless dudes with weird back tattoos that take forever to explain, and I'm like, this is what makes me feel special. Do that. So I was in a relationship over the summer, which is good because now I have like relatable material. But I also realized that I needed to do a lot of personal growth. And, God, that sucks. And you know, one of the things is like, if I ever have a partner and I live with them, like we're gonna have to share things, and that's like, I don't go to the store and think about buying things to share. I don't like buy a pack of cream cheese and being like, yeah, we are going to enjoy this. Pack of cream cheese for myself. Me and cream cheese go way back. Way longer than this hypothetical relationship I'm making up right now. But you know, that leads to other things of like other items that represent commitment to me. Like at what point in a relationship should I buy a ball gag to share? Like at what point am I ready to like co-parent a ball gag with somebody? It's like if I break up, I'm gonna be left with this ball gag as a single guy, and I don't know what to do with it. I mean, it's like been used by 2 people. It's very gross. I can't stick it in the trash bag. I'm gonna take it to Goodwill because they're fucking prudes at Savers. And I'm never actually gonna take the bag to Goodwill. So I just would leave it in the empty aquarium that's full of other things I've never used. Like a chessboard, painting supplies, $11.75 in spare change, and the spare key to my car, which I didn't know was there until today. It's a good thing I figured that out. All right, so I was pretty much a dumb kid. My parents bought me my first pocket knife, and my first question was to ask for a Band-Aid. And then when I was old enough to buy my own things, you know, I saved up all my allowance and everything. I bought a Nerf gun. And I wanted to know how my Nerf gun worked. So I pointed it right at my eye and pulled the trigger. And I didn't really get to see how the Nerf gun worked. I didn't see for about 30 minutes. I was 19. First year in college. Yeah. Oh yeah, so I like to overthink about a lot of things. As a scientist, philosopher type, you know, I was pondering why would people fathom hating gay people? Because as a scientist, you know, if you take 1,000 people, you get 1,000 rooms, and you're like, okay, here's an apple and here's an orange. You can only have the apple. Someone's gonna fuck that orange. You know, it's a lot like the National Basketball Association banning the slam dunk in the 1960s. It's an obvious innovation in the game. Let those boys play, goddammit. So, you know, and when ancient man, they were wondering how the universe worked. They saw the sun rise and the moon set and the moon rise and the sun set. And they assumed that, they were like, oh, those two must fuck. So, how did humans begin the process of communication, using language to communicate? I have a theory on how that happened. See, there was a caveman and a cave woman enjoying each other's bodies, and the caveman starts going down. Booga, 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 booga. And the cave woman's just, booga, 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 booga. And it's like, ooga, booga, ooga, ooga, ooga. Slow the fuck down, dude. That's all I got. Thank you very much.
Sam Lynch, everybody! Woo! All right. I hope you guys are having a good time. You doing all right? You doing good? tipping your bartenders. This next comedian, we were at a roast last night and somebody called him Dollar Tree Mel Gibson. And you haven't seen him yet, but when you see him, you're gonna laugh. This is the funniest thing I've ever heard. Get ready, get your energy up, you're gonna need your energy up. He's like a bat out of hell, he came all the way from Albuquerque. Give it up for Chuck Parker, everybody.
How y'all doing tonight? I'm Chuck Parker. Looks like I'm gonna be your own personal Jesus tonight. If you're wondering why you got such a shoddy cut rate Jesus, maybe you should have fucking prayed harder. I will be turning water into Miller High Life later on, though, so it's not all bad. The champagne of beers. And I'll be healing genital warts with the laying on of hands. So, see me after the show, you know who you are. I took an Ancestry.com test the other day for the same reason any white person takes an Ancestry.com test, maybe to find a little bit of color, so that we could brag to our friends at spin class about how we're 157th Native American. And that's why it's not cultural appropriation when we wear moccasins and a full ceremonial headdress to Applebee's. I can't even indulge in that, though. It turns out I'm 100% cracker. Honky sapien is a Latin term for patently white guy. I am British, Irish, and Scottish, which would be the gold, silver, and bronze if depression were an Olympic sport. Which, that makes anxiety, self-loathing, and alcoholism my factory settings. I don't know what I'm complaining about, though. My life the last few years has been a Disney fucking musical. I wake up every morning with a song in my heart. And it goes something like, I hate myself, I hate myself, I really fucking hate myself. Drink, 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 hate myself. I'm a piece of human garbage. Ba, 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 ba. God, I fucking hate myself. Ba, 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 ba. You get the fucking idea. I cherish every moment, So I don't know if y'all noticed, I dressed up for you tonight. I'm wearing pants. I don't know about y'all, but I didn't have to wear pants for about a year and a half. And you don't wear pants for a year, kind of makes you question things. Like, why do we have to wear pants at all? I mean, I know that there are laws that say that we have to wear pants, but who makes those laws? People in Congress. What are they wearing? Pants. You know why? The pants lobby. Big pants. Obstructing our legs and genitals with their fabric compression tubes. Think about it. You'll learn a lot of interesting things in these trying times about people. Like, have you noticed that people are going after the fucking toilet paper again? Like that worked so well the first fucking time? I mean, I kind of have to ask these people, what kind of end of the world scenario do you think this is going to be, that hoarding shit tickets is the answer to your problems? You're not going to be able to wipe your ass with toilet paper in the apocalypse. You don't even have a toilet. The apocalypse, you're going to wipe your ass with old newspaper if you're lucky. Or a handful of gravel. Or a rat who happened to be passing by. And just in case you're wondering, you want to wipe your ass with a rat? You want the tail to go down the forearm like so? You want to use the back of the rat. There's just word to the wise, rats do not appreciate being used as toilet paper. So you turn them around, they can be a wee bit nibbly. Just saying. Oh, fucking Christ. You guys are a great crowd. Give yourself a hand. I need to quit drinking again. And I know that there's some people that are pulling back a little bit that have drinks in their face. They're like, oh, another one of these fucking guys. I bet this guy's a regular barrel of monkeys when he's sober. And I understand that. I too enjoy shitting on people trying to improve themselves. I see a guy riding a bike to work. I'm like, fuck that guy. So I don't have a problem with that. The thing I have a problem with is people that use the term barrel of monkeys. Because it's insensitive. And it just pisses on the graves of all the people that die in the underground monk smuggling business in Southeast Asia. You know, I mean, you people listen to NPR, you know what they're doing? They're drugging the monkeys, they're putting them into barrels, only to harvest their scrotums for ancient Chinese medicine. And if anybody's wondering what I'm doing here with my thumb and forefinger, there's a visual aid. If you're wondering what the average circumference of a monkey's scrotum is, it's about yay big. But why would they do that? Why would they brew their monkey scrotum into tea. You know why. You know why. Erections. Giant, turgid, veiny erections. Which makes it a huge hit with the sexually deviant teabagger crowd all over the world. The Tongs, the Triads, the Cosa Nostra, the Hungarian Mafia, all of organized crime have their hands in the monkey business. And you should be ashamed of yourself for laughing at monkey business, a few people. And why would they do that? Why would they? I just can't even understand what kind of sick fuck would do that sort of thing. I really can't even imagine it. It's incomprehensible. If you were gonna do it though, you'd want to be where the monkeys are. So you want to be between Bangkok, Hanoi, or Bhutan, which in the business we call the monkey belt. Now, when you're in the monkey belt, you're gonna need two things. Number one, a barrel. Don't make the rookie mistake of paying retail for barrels right out of the gate. You can find that shit on eBay or Amazon. Second thing you're gonna need, monkeys. Living in the monkey belt, place is just lousy with monkeys. Find them all over the place. So you're gonna go shoot the monkeys? No, you're not gonna shoot the fucking monkeys. Need the scrotums to be fresh. Why do you think we're drugging them, putting them in barrels in the first place? Stay in your lane. What do you think you're, a fucking monkey poacher? No. Your job title is monkey scrotum smuggler. So make no mistake, you're just in it for the scrotums. Just in it for the scrotums. So there's a lot of talk of legalizing the monkey scrotum trade these days. And that's all well and good. Then you just have to worry about the big corporate investors coming in and swooping up all the mom and pop monkey operations. And then what are you left with? Just big monkey scrotum. Just big monkey scrotum. So anyway, I need to quit drinking. But I have a thought on that. I've been texting with people. Maybe I'm a little bit insecure, but my thought is this. Thumbs up emoji. Thumbs up emoji. Thumbs up emoji? Why not just tell me to fuck myself? Thumbs up emoji? I fucking pour my heart out to you, and thumbs up fucking emoji? Why didn't I just set myself on fire? I think I'd make a shitty Batman. I'm pretty positive that I'd make a terrible Batman. I've got several disqualifying features for me not to be Batman. Number one, a beard. Can't have distinguishing facial hair and be Batman. Also cannot have a speech impediment or hair lip, just in case you're thinking about spring for the suit. Another thing, I'm completely indifferent to human suffering. I've worked in healthcare for 7 years and basically dead inside. Somebody asked me to go to Walgreens and they said it would save 10 lives. I'd have to think about it, especially if I had already put my shoes on. Bat light thing, not gonna fucking work for me. What kind of vague shit is the fucking bat light? Hey, we kinda need you. I'd have to be calling Commissioner Gordon and say, you know, this bat light thing, not gonna work for me. I need you to send me a PDF itinerary to therealbatman@gmail.com. I just don't understand how people are fucking, running a city like this off of the bat light in the first place. Because let's just be honest, this is all just privatization of municipal facilities and the police. We've got a billionaire that's flying an unlicensed aircraft within city limits. It really you need to fucking examine your tax policy. Because you got a fucking bat wing, a fucking Batmobile, and a bat fucking boat, for Christ's sake. You know what? Meanwhile, Gotham City School District, their fucking test scores are garbage. The fucking Gotham City methadone clinic's a fucking disgrace. There's fucking dog shit all over the fucking Gotham City parks because the dog wardens are being laid off. And, you can't even go to a fucking Gotham City council meeting without an alderman getting kidnapped by one of these costume jagoffs. It escaped from Arkham Asylum. And Arkham Asylum, another private institution that's taking public money. Oh, and the Wayne charity's supposed to be donating to Arkham Asylum. We all know that the Wayne charity's just a slush fund for the defense industry. We're not stupid. We're not fools. So anyway, I think I'd make a shitty Batman. I don't want to be too preachy right now, but I think that we should stop selling meth to bears. And hey, some of you, city folk may not be aware of that problem. May not be, familiar with the challenges facing rural communities in the heartland of America, communities with problems with bears and meth, and also meth bears, which sounds like the worst Saturday morning cartoon ever. But I assure you, these bears are not after your picnic baskets. They're probably after your catalytic converters and copper wire, let's be honest. But it seems like something that's missing, the upcoming midterm. Somebody could run on that in one of these rural counties. The ads write themselves, is all I'm saying. You could do something like, I'm Chuck Parker and I'm running for Sheriff of Cheyenne County, and I'd just like to say that selling meth to bears is wrong. The meth bears are tearing apart our schools as they rampage through the campuses and playgrounds, devouring the school children. And I don't know how many third graders have to be torn limb from limb by tweaker grizzlies before we say unequivocally that selling meth to bears is wrong. My opponent, on the other hand, remains strangely silent on the meth bear issue. Could it be that he's secretly smoking meth with bears? I think you know, good citizen. I'm Chuck Parker and I approve this message.
Hey, keep it going for the original meth bear, Chuck Parker, everybody. The real Batman at gmail.com. Woo! He's got my vote. This next comic has all the rage of Chuck Parker, but decaf, okay? It's inside, it's internal. Please give it up for Tomas Cabildo, everybody.
Thank you, Tripp. How's it going, guys? Having a good time? Oh, there's a fuck ton of you. So I'm stupid. I know I'm stupid because Creed plays through my head every day. I recently financed a truck, which is something you should not do if you're dumb. Don't awe me, I know what I am. I did that, I got to the car dealership and I think they saw it too, because they showed me a Nissan Frontier at a Toyota dealership. I bought it. I didn't buy it because it was a good truck. I bought it because it was blue. It matched my eyes. So I also got my first DWI in that truck. It's a good way to break it in. I thought it's kind of a weird way how I got my DWI. I just swerved a little, I was dropping off a friend. I was drunk, but I just swerved a little, and the cop came up to me and asked me, "Hey, have you been drinking tonight?" I answered in a very calm, collected fashion, "Listen, officer, I haven't drank a damn thing the whole night. Just ask my friend. She already left." Never seen someone get out of a car so fucking fast. No, I went to the sobriety test and I failed miserably. They decided that I was good enough for jail. Anybody been to jail? It's not cool. I don't know if you guys know this, if anybody's told you different. It's not a sweet place to go to. I went there, and the one thing that I noticed right off the bat is a lot of people's names were written on the wall. They were all Jose. I don't know why they were all Jose. In my mind, obviously there were different Jose's at different times, different intervals, but in my mind it was the same fucking Jose. I was still drunk. Now, the way I think about it is, a cop pulls him over and just goes to his car and be like, "Excuse me, sir, do you know what?" Jose? Are you fucking kidding me, Jose? How many fucking times have we fucking done this shit? God damn, you know you're going to jail. Bet you're gonna write your name on the wall again. My dad is conservative, religious. Probably adds to why I'm stupid. My dad, he was very strange about things. Halloween, I think, was the weirdest thing. He never let us go out trick-or-treating or anything, mainly because he thought it was a satanic holiday. He's all about that God guy. And I always asked myself, what's fucking satanic about being a fucking Power Ranger? Still never let me go. My dad, he did a lot of weird things, I used to play like fighting games, shit like that. And I don't know if you know how fighting games work, but it's like a tower. You have to fight all these people in order to get to the punch dude who's gonna destroy the world before you punch him, And the way it worked is there was female characters, right? And you'd have to fight these female characters in order to get further. My dad would watch me play these games very intensely, just like, female character would come up, skip it. What the fuck am I supposed to skip it? I have to fight this chick. You look at the TV, look at me, close your eyes. Can't hide Dukin and Tetsei Turyukin this bitch into the fucking nether realm with this shit. And I would do it. I'd appease my father. I was a good son. And one day I decided to ask my father, I was like, hey, why'd you do that? It's kind of weird. Not a normal thing. He looked at me. I was expecting him to say something along the lines, because he's very religious, along the lines that, oh, you shouldn't hurt women. It's not becoming of a man to inflict violence upon women. No, he just told me, oh, women can't fight. I was like, it's a good thing to tell your 12-year-old son. It's a good thing. So for a long time, my father, because of my father's great influence and teachings, I thought women couldn't fight. I was vastly mistaken in that knowledge. Obviously, they can fight. I know they can. Have you ever been in an argument with a woman? They can fight. Men can punch you and shit. Only a woman can Hadouken your soul. Thank you. So, obviously it didn't set me up very well for the dating game. Dad didn't give me a very good baseline, I would say. My first girlfriend, before I preface this, my first girlfriend was not a good person, and I'm almost 90% certain that at least 2 or 3 people here have fucked her in the past while I was dating her. Statistically speaking, I'm going with that statistic. And if I'm right, fuck you. No, she was not a good person. She wasn't cool. She lied about a pregnancy. That was fun. I should have known better, being as all the sonograms and imaging had trademark on the side. Like I said, I'm not smart. I did have one really good girlfriend. She was really kind, very supportive, wanted me to succeed in my goals, believed in my dreams. She was great. She checked off all the boxes. The only thing is she had a kid. I fucking hated that kid. The kid would do the same, stereotypical temper tantrum kind of things, She would, scream a lot. No was not in her vocabulary of understanding. She would do weird things. I knew it was reaching the ending point when I got home one day and I saw something written in her bedroom. And written on the wall was, Tomas needs to die. It's written with a knife, I should tell you that. It's an important aspect of said story. So obviously I asked the kid, I was like, hey, that's not right. I'm still trying to do the fatherly thing, It's like, that's not right. You shouldn't do that sort of thing. It's not good to wish death upon people. So why'd you do that? She was like, oh, the voices told me to do it. I was like, voices. Now, I don't know if you've watched a lot of horror movies, but I'm not the person that survives in this fucking situation. So it didn't work out. Obviously, I wasn't really a good father. I was young. I wasn't good at that, you know. I looked like a baby back then. I was 24. And like now, I'm almost 30. I look like an elderly teenager. So, it hasn't really changed too much. Yeah, so speaking of preventing birth control, you ever gone to Walgreens, 12 at night, to pick up a certain item? It's condoms. Let's talk about condoms. It's a weird interaction to go to Walgreens, because if you know how Walgreens works, they're all hidden behind a nice little thing that I'm sure is electrified in order to stop people from stealing condoms. So I'm assuming they do that. Why else would they do that? But it's a weird thing. Also, it's a weird thing. Hope this is not too much information. I wear magnums. It's not like I'm trying to prove something to you. It's just my truth. So, but it's a weird thing going in, coming to them, being like, hey, I need to buy condoms. Because you have to go to the cashier, and then they lead you to the next place where the condoms are. And I always have to point at the magnums. There's always two responses that I get. First response, which is rare that happens, but it's, oh, I see. The second response, which is much more accurate and may have way more to happen, is, really? Really? Magnums? That's what you're gonna get? Okay, dude. You know, I do think it is strange. There's a stigma. I feel like people can talk about any type of dick unless you have a big one. I feel like it's more funny because it feels like you think I'm probably bragging. I'm not bragging. I mean, just to prove it, I mean, I got working with this hair. There's all lines. Don't worry, my friends. But no, we have our problems. Plus-sized men. We have our problems, though. We have our inconveniences. I don't know if you ever woken up, middle of the night, maybe you left your door open. Shouldn't have done that. Maybe you got some morning stuff going on. Maybe you go up to the door, accidentally slam it in there. Done that so many times I was afraid I didn't even know my dick worked anymore. Maybe, another situation, you get up in the morning, same situation. Maybe you knock over the water. I have carpet. This shit takes a long time to clean up. Or maybe you're in a grass field. Maybe it's a nice day outside. Maybe there's no one around. Maybe you want to let it air out a little bit. Maybe the breeze hits you just in the right way. Maybe it's really nice. Maybe a storm comes in, electrocutes your dick. You don't know. It's inconveniences that I have. Everybody has problems. I don't think a TikTok, Instagram people should call themselves kings or queens anymore, because none of them know how a monarch works. That's it. I just don't think they know how a monarch works. Anyways, that was a good one. I'll leave you with one last joke, guys. And this is my impersonation of a man who worked at a Burger King his entire life at the drive-thru, and now works at a suicide hotline prevention place. All right, I'm getting into character. Ring, ring, that's the phone. Ring, ring. All right, man, you can do this. You can do this. You worked at a Burger King your entire life. Now you really gotta do something. You can make a fucking difference. This is your new choice. Whew. All right. Okay. Thank you for calling Suicide Hotline. How may I take your order? Fuck! All right, guys, that's it for me. Y'all have a great night. Keep tip your bartender, all that shit.
Tomas Cabildo, everybody! Holy shit, that was funny. You know, I thought me and Tomas were friends. And then yesterday I found out he was homeschooled, which means he's definitely not vaccinated. Which is fine, but whatever. And then I just found out he wears Magnum condoms. Remember that shit? What the fuck? He's lucky he's so funny. Hey, we got 2 more comics tonight, guys. 2 more. We're almost there. And by the way, you guys are an awesome crowd. Thank you so much for coming again. Another comic from Albuquerque. Please give it up. He came all this way. He's hilarious. Caleb Mulkey, everybody. Caleb.
What's up, Tumbleroot? How you guys doing tonight? Oh yeah. Like, I am from Albuquerque. Don't worry about locking your cars. I already stole your vaccination cards. They're mine, baby. I'm actually not originally from Albuquerque. I'm originally from Texas. You can boo. It's fine. I'm originally from Texas, but you don't gotta worry. I'm not one of those yee Texans. I'm this kind of Texan. This is my attitude 100% of the time. I'm on 2 Ritalin right now. This is all you're getting. All right? It's getting nice and cold out there, you know, which is nice. You can leave your kids in the car again, you know. Like I said, I'm from Texas, but I'm not a yee Texan. I'm not a tough guy, you know. I'm not a tough guy. I wish I was a tough guy, but I'm not. I can't say tough guy shit, you know? Like, I can't say I fucked your bitch. I can't say that. If I'm being honest with you guys, I've never fucked anyone's bitch before. If I'm being really honest with you guys, I don't think I've fucked a bitch before. You know, all the women I've had sex with, incredibly nice women, you know? They let me have sex with them. Talking about sex, I'm getting pretty tired of the hate on regular sex. You know, just regular sex. Every girl I've matched with on Tinder, we go on a date. You know, we get to the point where we're gonna have sex, and they want me to like tie him to the rafters and shoot him with a BB gun or some shit. Can't be doing that. First of all, I was kicked out of Boy Scouts as a tenderfoot. Anything more than a square knot, I'm done. You know. I don't fuck around. I like missionary and doggy style if you want to get wild. That's it, you know? I grew up in an extremely strict Catholic conservative family. I'm Catholic. Grew up Catholic. I was an altar boy for 7 years, you know? Which, when I originally became an altar boy, you know, I thought it'd be a good way to make money. I could steal from the collection plate, you know? But it turns out they'll give you money if you stick around and keep your mouth shut. They'll give you more money if you keep it open, though. Don't worry, I wasn't molested. A lot of my friends think when I tell that joke, they're like, yeah, I don't know, dude, you can forget that kind of thing. I don't think I'd forget a promotion. You know? Like I said, I grew up in a strict family. My stepmom is an anti-vaxxer. She's an OG anti-vaxxer, not like these new pussies, you know? So, my stepmom was also a bitch. So I'm autistic by choice, you know? That was my rebellious phase. I didn't meet my real mom until I was 20 years old, and a lot of my friends think that I might have some sort of an Oedipus complex because of it. Now, if you don't know what an Oedipus complex is, it means I might want to fuck my mom. I don't want to fuck my mom. My mom was in 8 marriages, and I don't fuck sluts. I used to work at a smoke shop. It was a cool job. I worked at a smoke shop before weed was legal, and when you worked at a smoke shop before weed was legal, you had to use certain vernacular, right? Like, you couldn't say bong, you know? You had to say water pipe, you know? You couldn't say crack pipe, you know? You had to say oil burner, you know? And you couldn't say tweaker, You had to say customer. That was a cool job. I recently started vaping, because I thought it'd be better for my health. Started vaping instead of smoking. My friends don't think so. They call me gay all the time. But fuck those guys, my health's been great. My throat is a little sore, but that's probably from all the dicks. How's y'all's Thanksgiving? Good Thanksgiving? Yeah? I don't know about that. Y'all are all here after Thanksgiving. You're all tired of your family probably. You're like, let me go be happy for once, No, I feel it. I spent my Thanksgiving with my family. My sister was there. My sister's a born-again Christian. Yeah. And she's convinced Jesus is gonna show up tomorrow or some shit, Which is extremely inconvenient because lumber prices are higher than they've ever been. Talking about Jesus, obviously a lot of you heard of that guy. I don't think his story matches up that well. It doesn't make sense to me. Jesus, if you've heard the story, Jesus was born to a virgin mother, which means Jesus, scientifically speaking, only has 23 chromosomes, and we just kind of listen to that guy, Listen, my baby sister has Down syndrome, which means she has an extra chromosome. If she told me she was God, I'd hide the knives, It's true, my baby sister does have Down syndrome, Growing up with a baby sister with Down syndrome, it has its ups and downs, but mostly downs, No, but for real, she's sweet. She's the sweetest, she's the dopest. She loves everybody, it's part of the gig. But she's dope. I think my biggest problem with it is that she tells the worst jokes. She is a garbage joke teller, One time, my dad, I was playing with my baby sister. My dad goes, your older brother's a comedian, you should tell him a joke. First of all, don't tell anyone that, So she he's like, do a knock knock joke. She goes, knock knock. I say, who's there? And then she knocks again. She says, knock knock. First of all, that's assault now, We have to fight. She's just a bad joke teller. It is what it is. When she was born with a hole in her heart, so I spent a lot of time in the hospital because she was in the ICU, and I was wandering around the hospital, and I don't know if y'all have ever been to a hospital, but in the cancer ward section, like the children's cancer ward section, they have a little bell that the patients can ring when they go into a remission, which I think is a super dope way to flex on the other patients. Like, it'd be a lot cooler if it was like an air horn, "Brr, brr, brr, brr. I'm out of here, bitches." But it's just a bell, like Arby's, I was lonely and horny the other day, so I jumped on Craigslist to buy a sex worker. Turns out they don't sell sex on Craigslist anymore, so I bought a dog instead. Now I'm just lonely. Listen, my motto is I'll fuck anything that walks. I matched with a girl on Tinder the other day. She was super cute, one of the cutest. Listen, I don't match with girls on Tinder a lot, obviously. Matched with this girl on Tinder. First picture, great. Second picture, great. Third picture, she's in a wheelchair. Turns out I'll fuck anything. That's a throwback to the last joke if you... Whatever. I'll move on. No, but I actually recently matched with another girl on Tinder, and she asked me, the first thing she texted me was, why'd you swipe right on me? you know? And I didn't have the heart to tell her that I swipe right on everybody, you know? So I just said, "You're hot," and then blocked her. Because if sexuality truly is a spectrum, I'm autistic, you know? I have a uncle, Veterans Day was a while ago. I have an uncle who's a veteran who likes to tell me a lot of stories about the war and stuff, you know? Which is cool for the first 10 minutes, you know? And then it drags on a little long sometimes. So my solution is I carry around a pocket full of poppets, you know? Because it's kind of hard to tell a story when you're getting chased by Charlie, you know? If you didn't get that, that's a PTSD joke. Anyways, I got one more joke for you guys tonight. Because I'm a comedian, a lot of my comedian friends are musically inclined. They're into music, you know? And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm a top 40 kind of guy. Post Malone, love him, you know? I don't have great music taste, that's what I'm saying. A lot of my friends, I'll put on a song and they'll be like, "Oh, dude, this song's been done again." First of all, of course it has. It's a great song, you know? So they'll be like, "Let me show you some real music." And they'll play some bullshit, you know? They'll play some shit that's like a dude playing a violin horribly from 40 feet away from the microphone, you know? They're like, "This is real music," you know? Or they'll play some jazz. First of all, fuck jazz. Fuck jazz. That just sucks, you know? And some people will be like, "Oh, well, isn't comedy kind of like jazz?" No, not at all. You know why it's not like jazz? Because there's not 3 assholes standing behind me doing whatever the fuck they want, you know? Also, fuck mariachi. It's basically Mexican jazz. You guys have a great night. Thanks so much.
Caleb Mulkey, everybody. I mean, I can't believe he hates jazz. Looks can be deceiving. We have one more comic for you guys tonight. One more. You ready? One more. All right. Please put your hands together for the hilarious. She's great. You can see her at Wayward Comedy, Wayward Wednesday. I've mentioned that a bunch of times. Wayward Wednesday open mic. And she has a show at Desert Dogs every once in a while. So check that out. She'll have a holiday show at Desert Dogs near the plaza. Come see that once the posters are out and stuff. Please give it up for Isabel Madley, everybody. Isabel?
Thank you so much. This is gonna come over this way. Oh, there we go. Oh, now I really fucked it up. Oh, I do this every fucking time. I swear I'm not meaning to do physical comedy. All right, there we go. So I just turned 30 a few weeks ago. Give it up for me. Yeah, I'm getting there, getting there. And I didn't have quite the existential crisis that I thought I would. I was expecting it, but I have a feeling that's because the past 2 years have just kind of been one solid existential crisis for all of us. Or because, you know, like, life is stupid and the passage of time is meaningless and nothing matters anymore. Something like that. But I'm feeling really old, especially coming after Caleb. Caleb is, I think, 23 years old. I know he doesn't look it, but that makes me feel old as shit. All the Gen Z kids, and I swear, like, I know every generation feels this way, like that the generation just below them is weird and foreign and alien, but they're really, I mean, they grew up on the internet, they have never known a time without cell phones, and even the younger millennials. Like, I think the cutoff is supposed to be 1996, like 96 and earlier, you're a millennial. I'm not so sure about that, because if you were born in 1996, you were 5 years old when 9/11 happened. You didn't grow up on OJ jokes, you didn't grow up on Monica Lewinsky jokes, you know. You didn't learn from a young age that semen stains dark fabrics. I knew that young. You also probably don't remember dial-up. And if you don't remember dial-up, that's where I draw the line. If you don't remember dial-up, you're not a millennial, you know? Like, you can all hear some of you can hear the noise right now. But yeah, I've noticed there's a lot of similarities between Gen Z and another generation. This is a comparison. Both groups are going to hate equally, I think. I think Gen Z is a lot like the boomer generation. And I'll tell you why. I think both of them share a love of hating millennials. They both think millennials are stupid and make fun of them a lot. They both often dress like an early 90s JCPenney catalog, purposefully or not. They both are very dependent on technology and also get very frustrated when it doesn't work properly. Like for Gen Z, it's because they've never known anything else, and with boomers, they don't understand how it works and they expect everything to work perfectly all the time, so they get really frustrated. They also overshare on social media. There's TikTok for Gen Z and it's Facebook for boomers, and boomers love their Facebook because where else would they post inspirational quotes misattributed to the wrong person and over a black and white picture of a little girl holding a flower? Where else would they comment inappropriate things on their nephew's graduation photos? Or where else would they learn about new and exotic forms of racism that are kind of fun? They also both get really angry if you call a group of them at a restaurant guys, for very different reasons. And millennials don't really care as much about that kind of thing because we're the good burger generation. We all know, I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude, they're a dude, we're all dudes. Yeah, it's chill. We don't get as pissed off, My mom also just had a birthday recently. She just turned 69. Nice. Yeah. And I love her to death. She's really cool, but she's totally a boomer. She's 100% a boomer. She has a lot of classic boomer tendencies. She gets really impatient at restaurants. She was shocked to hear that I clock in to work. She's like, you have to prove exactly what time you get there? That's so dehumanizing. That's so humiliating. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, that's how that works. She also, I have to constantly explain technology to her. I think I've taught her how to use Instagram at least 4 times. And she actually has a notebook where she writes down notes on how to use Instagram. I drew her a diagram of a phone with arrows pointing to all the different buttons, and then they did another fucking update, so I think that's all out the window. I don't think she still knows how to check her DMs. I'm not sure that she knows what a DM is, but she's trying. She loves Instagram for what it's worth. She's a cool boomer though, She grew up doing psychedelics, she used to live on a commune. She got her first kiss backstage with one of the cast members of Hair. Are you fucking kidding me? Nobody can, she's applauding. She's like, yeah, I did. What was his name? Roger Cruz. She had curly hair, yep. She was 15. I was like, fuck you. She was a nightclub singer in the 80s, never wore a bra. She's cool today, obviously, she's here. She smokes a lot of weed, she loves hip hop, loves The Weeknd, loves Drake, I'll forgive her for that one. She also joined Reddit when the whole GameStop thing was going on, so she could follow Wall Street bets. She joined Wall Street bets so she could keep tabs. But then a typical boomer, she sold her GameStop shares early, that paper-handed bitch. Now millennials were a little different. I kind of see us being kind of like our grandparents or great-grandparents' generations, like the boomers' parents, because first of all, we are the greatest generation. Yeah. We also grew up in the middle of a depression. With them, it was mostly financial, but we got a little added bonus. We also have mental health problems, so that's kind of a little fun extra. We also had to watch fascist dictators rise to power, kind of not really be able to do anything about it, just watching it happen. We also, me and my grandfather have this in common. We both washed out Ziploc bags to reuse them. Although I did it for the environment, he did it because he was cheap as hell. My grandfather was so cheap, he was so frugal. They had 5 kids and they lived in the same house for 60 years. They could have afforded a different house, but he's like, no, honey, you can change the wallpaper, that's enough. It's it'll feel like a new kitchen. He was so cheap, my grandma had to go back in restaurants and leave tips on the table because he would take them back. Which maybe explains why their kids, the boomers, are such bad tippers in restaurants. But he was frugal for a reason. He was a first-generation immigrant. His father was a groundskeeper, his mother was a housemaid. Like, he really pulled himself up by his bootstraps. He worked his way through college by selling newspapers, and I hear it now, we are nothing alike. Just realized that. Okay, I'll have to go back to the drawing board on that one. 30 means something really different than it used to, though, doesn't it? I mean, how many of our parents had us by the time we were 30 or nearing it? I mean, not my mom, because she's cool, but if you did the math on that one. But it means something totally different. Like, I'm not ready to have kids, shit. I'm not even ready to adopt a cat. I had foster cats for 4 months, and that was too long. I was ready to give them back. I'm not ready for a baby. I'm still on my first IUD. And yes, I say first because I'm absolutely getting another one once this one expires or falls out or whatever it does. I don't know. And that reminds me of one of my favorite commercials of all time. And by that I mean it's one of the worst commercials that I've ever seen in my life. And it's for an IUD. And it begins with like a typical white 20-something in like a white blank room. It looks like an iPod commercial. And she's standing there with a wilted potted plant. And she goes, "If you're like me, you can barely keep a potted plant alive, so you're probably not ready to have kids." That's how the commercial begins. I fucking love this brutal honesty. It's only 30 seconds, they pack so much brutality into it. Because it's basically saying, if you're like me, you're a useless millennial who drank too much dumb bitch juice for breakfast this morning, and you definitely shouldn't be trusted with a living thing. You're a 29-year-old who can't adult, so you definitely shouldn't procreate. You couldn't even keep a succulent from Trader Joe's alive. A plant so simple you could have left it alone. And it probably would have been better off. It's probably why your boyfriend left you for that endocrinologist, isn't it, Kelsey? Isn't it, Kelsey? It continues. And it takes way less time to put in than even getting your prescriptions filled. While probably technically true, when I'm waiting in line for my prescriptions at Walgreens, I'm usually listening to music and looking at the different brands of decongestants. I'm not spread-eagled with my cervix fully dilated while a stranger rummages around inside me. It's just a little different. The commercial makes it seem the same. The commercial continues, and it shows a beleaguered mom with a little girl jumping up and down in the bed, and it says, "And it takes way less attention than a toddler." This commercial's fucking savage. Again, it's very short. It's fucking savage. And the woman's sitting there looking like this, and her expression's like, "How did I get here? How did my life become this? Would that I could go back in time and undo this mistake so that I wasn't living in a constant hell of my own creation." The commercial continues with that typical prescription drug way where it's a really cheerful announcer reeling extremely disturbing side effects as unrelated B-roll plays. It's like, "Your IUD may pierce through your uterus and cause infertility or death." And then showing the same bitch back at the plant store looking at it for another cactus to murder. It's a rough commercial. You can look it up. I actually rewatched it recently. It's just as bad as I remember. Dating sucks. And it really sucks here in New Mexico. It is a very small state. I grew up here, and so Tinder or any other dating app in New Mexico is a fucking wasteland. Again, I grew up here, so it's people I went to high school with on the dating app, or it's my high school teachers. But never the hot ones. Never the ones you wanted to sleep with in high school. They're all married with kids, happy. It's also a lot of hipsters who are into polyamory who look like they were breastfed on oat milk. A lot of single dads. A lot of selfies taken in their car wearing sunglasses. It'll be 5 almost identical pictures and they're wearing sunglasses in every one. Here's the thing, hot tip guys. If all of your pictures on your dating profile are of you in your car, I'm going to assume you live in your car. Especially if you're from Albuquerque. If all of your pictures are of you rock climbing and doing outdoorsy things, where I have to squint to try to see you, I'm gonna assume you have a fucked up face. You may have great abs, but like, I don't know what's going on up here. And if all of your pictures are selfies, I'm gonna assume you have no friends. Because you couldn't find a single other person who would take a picture of you. You have to do it all yourself. Oh God, and then there's the gym selfies. I remember one person on the profile said their ideal date was going to the gym followed by a cup of coffee. Do you want to shit your pants on a first date? That sounds like my worst nightmare. And then there's the people with the dog photos. And you can have a dog photo. I don't give a shit. I like dogs. But if your dog photo is your main profile picture, just a picture of the dog, what is the game plan there? Am I going to date your dog? Like, do you expect me to look through your pictures and you're like, you know, I'm really not attracted to this guy, but look at that pupper. Oh my God, it'd be worth it just for him. You know what? I'll just look at the dog while we're having sex. There you go. There you go. God, and the worst, the absolute worst thing, kids today, and I'm allowed to say this now, because I just turned 30. What is it with the ass eating? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we have amazing technology. We have internet that can reach people instantaneously. And what do we use it for? Memes, Shiba coin, and dating apps where you can find someone nearby to eat your ass. I don't know what the eating ass thing is. I see it especially with the younger generation, the like Pete Davidsons, the Caleb Mulkeys. Caleb probably, wherever he is, he probably has ass eating on his Tinder profile. Don't tell me, Caleb, I really don't want to know. I turn off my Tinder when I'm in Albuquerque for a reason. Yeah, this is set to 20 miles radius. I'm not driving far for any of that. I don't know what it is with the ass eating. I don't know whether it's just this nihilism and they're suicidal and they just don't care anymore. They're like, I might as well get pink eye, sure. Or if it's because, like I said, they're Gen Z, so they've grown up with like internet porn just oversaturated and they're totally desensitized and nothing phases them anymore, so they gotta find something new and exotic. I mean, maybe they're just bored trying to spice it up, which if you're eating ass in New Mexico, like, it's probably gonna be spicy. It's probably gonna be spicy. It makes sense. Or maybe it's always been this popular and maybe they're just the brave ones, like willing to say it on their Tinder profile to strangers. The thing is, I'm 30 years old. I'm too old for this shit. By the way, TJ, I think that's what they were doing in Gomorrah. I think that's what it was. Yeah. I'm too old for this shit, and like, I'm not on Tinder. I'm not on dating apps looking for someone to eat my ass. That's not why I'm on Tinder. I'm looking for someone's ass to eat. Yeah. No, I'm totally kidding. I'm really not. But I love that joke because every straight guy's butthole in this room just tightened up a little bit involuntarily and for really different reasons. Because a lot of you were like, oh, no, I'm not, nothing goes in, only out, you know. But some of you are looking at me a little different right now. Some of you are thinking of maybe coming up to me after the show and saying, hey, I love that set. Can I get you anything? Are you thirsty? Hungry? That's my time. That's how it's ended, guys.
Isabel Madley, everybody. Hey, that's our show. Oh, and me, yeah, whatever. That's our show. Give it up for yourselves for coming out. Seriously. Thank you so much. You're a great crowd. Give it up for Tumbleroot, again, for having us, and our great bartenders. The bartenders, everybody. Woo! They did a great job. And then one more time for all our comics. We got Chuck Parker. He was great. Give it up for Chuck Parker, Isabel, Tomas Cabildo, Caleb Mulkey, Sam Lynch. Woo! It was a good lineup. TJ Jones, everybody. And Korey Herrera. He left, but give it up for Korey. That's our show. Every Wednesday we have an open mic, Chili Lime Brewery, 8 p.m. Check out waywardcomedy.com, and we'll see you next time. Thanks again. Thank you very much.